What's up, y'all? January 7th, 2025. I'm at work, on lunch, in my car, as always. Today, I want to talk about relationships. I'm in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for over 3 years now. And we are constantly learning new ways to love each other and new, deeper levels to our relationship. And we're changing together. So we're not the same people that we were when we met each other, and we're evolving together. And I just wanted to give some of my viewpoints on relationships after being, so this is my second longer than a few months relationship, and it's the only relationship I've been in that wasn't toxic. The other one that I was in for almost 4 years was really, really toxic. Not only was she toxic, but I was toxic. And I don't have to go into details about that. Just know that there was anger, violence, and a lot of misunderstanding and miscommunication and no communication. And with me and my current girlfriend, there's almost none of that. And it's fantastic. I've evolved as a man, and it is more than 75% her fault that I am becoming a better version of myself. And it's because my relationship with myself has never been really good. And it's really easy to let myself down because, I don't know, I'm the kind of person that I have been for several years is I don't hold myself accountable, and I'm okay kind of treating myself like shit and being mean to myself. I'm getting out of that though because of me and my current girlfriend. She's helping me a lot with that, and she's making me better because it's easy to let myself down, but if I let her down, that breaks me inside thinking about her being sad. And I know it's kind of a codependent, toxic way to look at things, just a little bit, but everything in my life has been drastically improved by her presence. So I don't think it's too codependent or toxic. We both say all the time, I was single for years and years before I met her, and she just got out of a 6 or 7 year relationship, 6 or 7 months before me and her started talking and then dating. So I'm eternally grateful to her for giving me a chance, right after her last relationship, which she says was also toxic. But me and her ex are night and day different. I don't really know him that well. I'm just going off what she said. And yeah, I'm eternally grateful to her for giving me a chance with her, because now that we're together, I tell her all the time, I'm gonna marry you. We're gonna get married. If I had money for a wedding and a ring and stuff, I would marry her today. I would go propose to her right now. But that's we both agreed that we're kind of just putting our heads down and grinding and focusing on our careers right now together. And then once we get that all a little more figured out than it is now, then we'll have a wedding. We're going to be together regardless, so we're not really rushing it, and we're not going to have kids. So we're going to have dogs, though, and a lot of cats. So, but yeah, so the stuff I'm learning by being with her, first of all, she is beautiful. 10 out of 10. She works at a bar, and even when I'm with her, so many times people will just walk up to us. They'll put their hand up and be like, oh, I'm sorry. And they'll look at her and be like, you are beautiful. It's happened like 3 or 4 times when we've been out in public, random people that we don't know just walk up and be like, don't mean to interrupt, you are gorgeous. And they tell her that all the time. And I'm like, I've never once, I'm not like a jealous person. I've never once been like, the fuck? I've always been like, hell yeah, that's my girl, dude. Like, other people see it too, and it's crazy. Like, I'm the luckiest fucking dude in the world. But being with somebody like that, she's beautiful inside and out. She's a 1 billion out of 10 outside and a 1 billion out of 10 on the inside. So not only is she just a fucking treat to be around, she's also like a supermodel. And being with her has taught me that I need to constantly be bettering myself. And I said this in my last video yesterday. You being with somebody like that, being with a beautiful woman, you cannot be passive. They will not allow that. They deserve more than a passive man. And it's a labor of love, obviously. Like, she makes me want to be so much better so I can take care of her. And we fall into more, we both work right now because, you know, we need money and stuff. But if it was up to me, I would tell her not to work, and we would fall into more traditional roles where she is, you know, she's very feminine and girly, and she would, you know, kind of take care of the home, and I would provide the home. And that's what we want. That's what we're working towards. I want to give her everything she wants. I don't want her to lift a finger. And she tells me all the time, like, no, like, I want to do I want to do, and I'm like, that is why I want to take care of you, because she doesn't expect that. She never once expected me to take care of her. She like understands my situation, and she meets me where I'm at. I could fucking start crying talking about her, man. Like, it's amazing. I feel so bad for other people that don't. She is my person, 100%. I will die with her by my side, and we'll be together forever. We're gonna grow old together. And this mistake, this pitfall that I see people constantly falling into, that I think her last relationship kind of had a tinge of this too. And a lot of people around that I see around that grow apart after being together for a long time, they are passive. They become passive. The man or the woman, both of them. Like, I'm not saying like it's the man or the woman. Like, either one of them could be passive, or both could become passive. And that is not why you first started a relationship. That's not why. So there's this thing called the honeymoon phase. I'm sure everyone's heard of it. It's like a feeling you get when you first are with somebody, and it's just like magic every time you're together, and it's just like butterflies and sparks are flying and nothing matters. You could stay up till 4 in the morning. You got work at 7. Doesn't matter. You're talking to her. You like, you like are just, you talk about her all the time to your friends, and like she's your background. You're texting her all the time. You're smiling. You're like twirling your hair, and that's called like the honeymoon phase. But I don't think that should be a thing. I think, because I mean, everyone's human. I'm human. Me and her have fallen into it before too, where you just get focused on work or life or your hobbies. You know, you get focused on life, and you forget that they're there, and you're madly in love with them. And it's not that you're losing love. It's just that life, you're so used to them being around that like life is you're kind of shifting your focus on life. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should both, if you're both chasing, like me and my girl, we're both chasing our dreams together. So our focus can't be on each other all the time. But we have found recently that we need to intentionally set aside time to be with each other and to date each other. And we agreed on one. So now our schedules are crazy, and we both work 40 plus hours a week. And we agreed on one day a month where we put our phones down. I don't stream. I don't make any content. she doesn't make any music, she doesn't make any content, and we both just focus on each other. And it doesn't have to be like, we never were like, yeah, we have to go on an expensive date, we have to do this, have to do that. No, it's not that. It's setting a day to spend with each other. It doesn't matter what you do. You go on a walk, go biking, go ice skating, go rollerblading, you know, anything you want to do. Like, just the fact that you're setting aside time to be with your person and to date them, like how you first started with each other, it will eliminate this myth of the honeymoon phase. And I don't ever want her to feel like I don't want her. And it does feel like that. If you go 3-4 weeks just working and living together, because me and her live together, you start getting into this, like, did you take the trash out? Yeah. Well, honey, you didn't make the bed. Okay. Da, da, da. And it becomes routine. And it's almost like you're living with a roommate. And it's really easy to fall into that because you're so used to it. And then stuff that they do starts like irritating you, like little stuff that doesn't really matter, but you're like, oh, come on, I asked you to do one thing, like da 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 da. You got to cut that shit out. You got to cut that shit out, and you got to let some things slide, and you got to compromise. That's what relationships are about. You got to give and take. You got to try to give more than you take. You should both be giving more than you're taking. And that's, I think, the secret to long-lasting relationships is both of y'all should be trying to give more than you take. And as a man who wants to fill a traditional masculine role, my advice would be to be of service, as unconditionally of service as much as possible. So that means, you know, doing chores that, you know, she could definitely do, but you just do them anyways because you love her, and you got with her because you love her. So you've been together 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and little shit that she does is starting to like irritate you. Just, you need to step back and remember, because this is how I started looking at it. What's more important to you? The fact that the dishes aren't done or your relationship? Like, it's as easy as that. Like, because if you start getting irritated by these things and you keep bringing it up and you don't do anything positive, you don't take her on dates anymore, you don't tell her she's beautiful, you don't buy her flowers or just like leave her little notes. It's easy. It's so easy to show someone you love them. It's free too, most of the time. And if you just do these little things, it makes a world of difference. And I'm madly in love with this woman, so it's just easy to me. And I'm not saying like everyone that is in kind of a rut in their relationship is just like falling out of love. In my opinion, I think it just comes down to you need to switch your perspective. Like, really, what is more important to you? The fact that they didn't sweep or your relationship? So really take the time to kind of back up, zoom out on your relationship. Okay, what's been going on? Have I been doing what I'm supposed to do? How many times, you know, why isn't she like doing the chore that irritates me? Like, maybe I should ask her, are you all right? Are you okay? Do you want to talk about it? I'm trying to find like an all-encompassing statement to describe what I'm talking about, but it just comes down to zoom out. If you're feeling in a weird spot in your relationship, zoom out. Get back to, okay, why are we together? Why did we originally start talking to each other? Why do we love each other? And then just like hash it out with them. It's people get so caught up in arguments and being right, and yeah, I did the laundry last week, so it's your turn. Okay, you might have, but guess what? I'm fucking tired this week, so can you please do it? This is what I'm saying. Just do it. Just do it. As a man, especially as a man, just do it. Just start doing it. Pick up the slack. If she loves you, she will help you when you're down too. And if you're in a relationship with somebody who's not giving as much as you give, you probably need to talk to them about that and ask them why, like really get down to it. Why are you doing this? You know what? And it's hard to not involve your emotions in disagreements with your partner, but you have to put your emotions to the side. So me and my girl, we have this new thing, because we the shit I'm talking about, me and her were arguing about like 2 weeks ago, and then we got through it together because we both zoomed out. Like, all right, what's going on? We're like irritated as fuck at each other. And it turns out, and you kind of repeat these cycles too. You get in points where you're better with it and then worse with it. But we both needed to zoom out, and we both came up with this plan. Every time one of us does something that irritates the other one, because we both work, so we text a lot. So we said, anytime one of us does something that irritates the other one, text a white flag emoji. And that automatically lets both of us know, okay, something I'm doing is upsetting her. Let's stop, take our emotions out of it. Let's talk about this logically. Let's sit down, figure out what it is. Because at the end of the day, it's you and her versus the problem. It's not you versus her. You guys are a unit now. Like me and my girl, we're a unit. So it's no longer, so if something I'm doing is making her mad, I want to know so I can change, or if I can tell her, like, no, I'm doing it this way. I'm not doing it to make you mad. I'm doing it this way because I do it that way. And then, you know, and you talk it out. You don't say, well, I'm right and you're wrong and da 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 da. You do that too many times, you're going to end up alone. You're going to end up single. And I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to be single. I am so much better with her specifically. She is my person, and it's amazing being with somebody like that. And if you're watching this right now and you're in a relationship and you can't seem to just get along anymore, and you've been together for some years, I would suggest doing what I'm talking about, with something where it's like, next time you feel an argument coming on, come up with a plan together about how can we look at this as a problem to solve together, and not as an argument about who's right and who's wrong. And it's hard to put your emotions to the side, but like I say in all my videos, you are in control of your own thoughts. You are. So just next time you start feeling this like rage and sourness coming up towards your partner, just remember why you got with them. Remember. And as a man, I'm talking to men now, be of service. Be of service unconditionally. Don't do things expecting her to do the same thing back, because that's not how that works. Men and women they fill different roles. So you're going to do something. My job is to take out the trash. The trash will it'll weigh 45 pounds and there's boxes everywhere, and I'm like, fuck, like, she's been off all day, but that's my job. That is my job. It's my job to do that. So yeah, it is irritating, but that's what I signed up for. That's what I signed up for. And I don't get irritated at her. I'm irritated at the fact that I have to walk all the way to the fucking dumpster and shit. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. As a man, be of service. And remember, every time you feel this sourness, this bitterness coming up in an argument, just remember why you got together. You love that person. You fucking love them. So what's more important to you? Being right or them? I think you know the answer. All right, I think I'm about to be late. Back to work. I just got a bunch of studio foam for my girl back there from my job. I found it in the trash, man. This shit, look at that. That shit's nice, man. But she makes sound wave therapy on YouTube, and puts it on YouTube, like solfeggio frequencies and stuff. So if you have trouble sleeping and you like sound healing, comment down below and I'll let you know her channel. She posts like once a week, and it's fire, man. It literally, like, you hear it, it's like the vibrations of the earth and shit. It's great. It's like 440 hertz or something. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if that interests you. Also, let me know in the comments if you're going through something with your partner, and I'll give my input. But yeah, peace, y'all.